In today's tutorial, I will be showing you how to configure an Appdaemon app so you can create automations within Home Assistant. Appdaemon is one of the programming frameworks within Home Assistant. I will be putting the link to the Appdaemon documentation for your review. I'll also be putting a link to all the files we discuss so you are able to download them. If you are ready, let's get started. All you will need is a blank notepad document. Let's go ahead and give our file a name. Appdaemon requires that we name this file apps.yaml. I've already named the file that I'm working with. To demonstrate, I will be naming this app Lock Unlock. This will be an app to lock and unlock my door. To name my app, I will be using this code. This line needs to terminate with the colon sign. Next, we need to tell Appdaemon the name of the module we will be using. In Appdaemon, the module is the name of the Python file. I've given the name door_lock_unlock to my module. Again, this is the name of my Python file. Because this is YAML code, you'd need the two spaces to the left of the word module. And finally, we need to give a name to the class that we will be using in our Python code. Every Appdaemon automation uses a Python class. I will create and name my class with this code. I've named my class DoorLock. This will be the name of the class that will be included in the Python file. Because this is YAML code, you need the two spaces to the left of the word class. This is all you need to create the apps.yaml file. Next, we'll create the actual Python file, which is our module. I'm using Visual Studio as my programming interface. We will only need 3 lines of code to create and initialize our Appdaemon automation. The 3 lines of code are these. The first thing we'll need to do is to import the Appdaemon library into our automation file, or what we refer to as our module. The code to import the Appdaemon library is this. Appdaemon requires that you write this line exactly as written. Now that we've imported the Appdaemon library, the next thing we need to do is to create a subclass. The code to create the subclass is this. I've named my class DoorLock. In between the parentheses, I'm passing the parameter HASS as the main Python library that we imported on the first line. And finally, we need to initialize our app. To initialize our app, we need to call the initialize method like this. The initialize method is required. It is a method that we inherited from the main Appdaemon Python library. The initialize method is the first code that will run when your app is activated. At this point, we've created the Appdaemon automation app. However, if you run this app as is, you will get an error. You will get a Python error. The reason is because the initialize method does not contain any code. Since I'm not ready to write any code, I will be typing the word pass. That way my app can initialize without any error. I now will save the file And then I will check the Appdaemon log to ensure that the file was initialized. Appdaemon has informed me that my app has been initialized. Now that you've configured an Appdaemon automation app, you are now ready to write your automation using Python code. I hope you found this tutorial to be helpful. As we say on the OnMotion Detected channel, smarter automations, one motion at a time.